Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video, we're going to be discussing the different property strategies. We're going to be covering 4: buy-to-let, HMO, service accommodation, and also BRRR, buy, refurb, rent, and refinance. So whether you're a beginner or a seasoned investor, understanding these property strategies is going to help you maximize your returns. So let's get into it. Our first strategy that we're going to be looking at is buy to let. So this is actually one of the most common property investment strategies. But what does it actually involve? So a buy to let is when you purchase a property with the purpose of then renting it out to tenants. And the goal is to achieve steady income every single month whilst also having a property that appreciates in value as well. So there's 4 key things you want to be looking for when purchasing a buy to let. Number 1, it's the location. So you want to ensure you're purchasing in a place where the rental demand is high. Number 2 is that you've got the financing in place. So with a buy to let, typically you're going to be putting down a 25% deposit on the property purchase. So for example, if a property is worth £100,000, you're going to be putting down £25,000. If it's worth £200,000, you'll be putting down £50,000 as the deposit. The third is the management. So do you actually want to be managing the property yourself, or do you want to be then giving it to a letting agent to actually manage it for you? And the fourth is just to ensure that you understand the risks that also come with buying a buy to let as well, which can typically involve void periods or any maintenance that need to be carried out as well on the property. Now, buy to let can provide a steady income, but it's crucial to do your market research into the local area and also understand the regulations as well. Now, let's talk about house of multiple occupancies, otherwise known as HMOs. This can be a highly lucrative strategy, however, also comes with its own set of challenges as well. So a HMO is when you rent out a property to 3 or more different people that do not come from the same household. However, they share facilities like bathroom or kitchen. And this can actually, done correctly, yield better returns than a typical standard buy-to-let. So let's look into the 4 key things to look at when purchasing a HMO. So the first thing is, naturally, you should be getting a higher rental yield on the property. You're renting it out to more tenants, meaning you should be getting a better return on your investment. The second thing is licensing. Typically, when buying or acquiring a HMO, you need to ensure you have a license. Without this, then you're not legally able to actually rent out property as a HMO. Third thing, again, is management. So ensure you've got the right management in place to manage a HMO. Again, this is going to be a bit more difficult than managing a single buy-to-let. A buy-to-let, typically, you're going to be managing it and it's either one person, a couple, or a family, right? However, with a HMO, there's going to be different people that are going to be living within that property. And then number 4 is ensuring you've got your safety and regulations in place as well. So with a HMO, you're going to have to ensure that you've got your fire doors in place and you're meeting all the regulations and requirements as well. Now, whilst HMOs can definitely yield better returns on your investment, just be prepared for the additional management that will come with it and the extra regulation responsibilities as well. So the third strategy that we're going to look at is service accommodation, otherwise known as SA. And this is typically where you'd rent out your property on a short-term basis, similar to a hotel or an Airbnb. So this would be anywhere from a day, few days, up until a few months. So there's 4 key things you want to be thinking about when it comes to service accommodation. So 1, there is higher income potential. So in a good area, typically you're going to be able to charge higher per night than you would typically if it was a long rental tenant that you had in the property. Number 2, there's great flexibility as well. So if there are certain nights that you don't actually want the property to be occupied at all, you have that ability to have it vacant for that time period. Number 3 is the management involved as well. So there is constant turnover and you'll need either a team or yourself in place where you can ensure that sheets are being changed and everything is in place for the next guests to be able to stay at your property. And 4, something to consider as well is that the income you receive can be quite seasonal. So it may be that in certain times of the year, you're receiving more than you would be at other times in the year, right? So if, for example, your service accommodation is in the south of England near the beach, then it may be that during the summer, you receive a lot more demand that can charge higher prices than you would in the winter. So that's something to consider as well. Now, service accommodation can definitely be a lucrative strategy, but you just need to ensure that your team and everybody working around you is there to accommodate for the changeover and the management of the service accommodation as well. So the last strategy, the BRRR method, otherwise known as the buy, refurb, rent, refinance. And this is a powerful property strategy that can enable you to build up a property portfolio reasonably quickly. So what does it actually entail? So first of all, it's about buying a property that needs either a refurb, or you can add bedrooms to it. You can add a lot of value to the property. Maybe it's just not in a condition where people can live in it, right? And you want to buy it at a good price as well. Once you've done that, then you refurb the property. So you work with builders, potentially project managers, to then actually get the property to a standard that people can either live in, or you've added, rooms to the property that can then mean that at the new value, it will be substantially higher than what it was you bought it for. So that's the refurb part. And then once you've refurbed it, then you would rent out the property to prospective tenants. And once that's done, you can then go to the bank, advise them of the work that's been done to the property, and they can then value the property and provide you with a new valuation. So when you then refinance at that new value, you should hopefully be able to take out a lot of the money you put into the deal, enabling you to then use up that money to then buy more properties. So this is an extremely powerful strategy. However, it's worth understanding how you can actually purchase these properties and the team that you'd be using to actually get these properties up to a good standard as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this YouTube video and gained a better understanding of the different property strategies as well. So if you've enjoyed this video, do give it a like. And if you've enjoyed this video or any other video on this channel, then do subscribe as well. And until next time, happy investing.